Hello, and welcome to our module for registering a deal in CCW, or the Cisco Commerce Workspace. Right now, we're looking at the screen from when we first log into CCW, the Cisco Commerce Workspace. To get here, we would go to cisco.com/go/commerce workspace, and we would have the login option up here in the top corner. Since I'm already logged in, you're not going to see it, but we're going to jump right into this module. So this is the home page that we're looking at. And we could see we have our estimates and configurations tool. So if we needed to create a config or an estimate, we could go here. We have our deals and quotes tab, which we're going to go into in a little bit for creating a deal or for creating a quote. We have our orders so that we could see if we have an order shared to us through a smart account or just an order that's been shared to us in general. We could look at it. Our CSCC tool right here, subscriptions for our cloud, and then also our Cisco Software Central for a smart account if we had that. We're going to go right into the deals and quotes, and we're going to select create a deal. Okay, so this is the distributions view. It's a little different than what you would see, but I have to select a partner contact. I'm going to select one right now, and then from here on out, it's going to be the same as what you could see on your side. After this tool loads, here it is. I'm just going to, this is a partner CCO ID. Okay, so this is what you guys are going to see once you first select create a deal. And we're going to just type in a deal name, Rocky Test. And then we're also going to select our CAM, which is going to be our Cisco Channel Account Manager. Now, since I already have our own tech data Cisco Account Manager, I'm just going to put his info in. And this is just for the test, but you would be able to select your CAM through here, and if you don't have one available, you can also go through the CAM locator. Next, we're going to put in our end customer info. So we could put our end customer in by selecting English and then going through here. If we don't have a customer name come up, or if a customer doesn't populate through putting in our customer name and information here, we would then be able to create a customer. But I normally go through this faster search. It's a lot faster, and it allows us to just put in our customer's name and address, which we're going to use tech data for this, and then I could just select it that way. Also, if that information didn't pop up, we'd be able to select create a customer here as well. So we're going to select tech data, and then we're going to move forward. Now we need to put in our end customer's contact information. So I'm going to put in my own information just because it's a test, but know that if we were to do this for an actual deal, we would be putting in whoever the contact is with that end customer. We need to put in the title, so I'm going to put in Meraki because I work with the Meraki team here. Phone number, I'm going to put in my own. Email, and then our website, our customer's website. I'm just copying and pasting this from what I had before. All right, now we're going to select Create Deal, and then our deal is going to be started. So as you can see, we actually have our deal ID up here in the top. So if we ever aired out of this page, or if we ever need to look up our deal, we could always use this deal ID number. I suggest you save it, but an email does get sent out that says your deal's been created with this deal ID. So now Cisco is going to ask us for the intended use of this deal. Since we're going to be working on an OIP, or an Opportunity Incentive Program, we're going to select Resale. But if we were to go for an NFR or a not for resale deal, something that's for our internal use, we would then select our internal business use. And then also for deal category, since we're not doing a managed service, we're going to go with another resale/infrastructure. So the next thing Cisco is asking us is what price list that we're going to look at. For this, for all intents and purposes, we're going to go with Global Price List US Availability. Now this is so that since we're going to be ordering off of the GPL, it allows us to have our incentives populate. If we went with the US dollars, it would not populate the deals. Our expected closing date, so this is when we think that the deal is going to close. I like to put it a month out, but if you have the information of when the deal is actually going to close, that definitely helps. And then Cisco asks for our expected hardware list amount. So Normally for OIPs with Cisco, it's a 10K list price minimum, so the MSRP has to be above $10,000 or at $10,000 or above. For this training module, though, I'm going to go with Meraki, and Meraki's a little different. It has a 5K list price minimum. So I'm going to put 6K because I know that that's the list price for the bill of materials that I'm going to upload later on. And then we're going to save and continue. So now we're looking at the Incentives tab. And this populates all the different deals that we could select. So for this one, for an OIP, we're going to select the net new business because I'm not working with Nexus. I'm not working with Catalyst, UCS. I'm actually going to be doing this deal for Meraki. But if we wanted to do Nexus, we could always select that. If we wanted a teaming incentive program or something that we worked with the Cisco rep on, we could select our TIP here, E-rates over here, and then our NFR deals or our standalone incentives are down here. But we're going to go with the OIP, and then we're going to save and continue. And now we're brought to our questionnaire. So this is where we put in all the information that Cisco is going to ask for regarding this deal. So the first question asks, is this an RFP or an RFQ or RFI? So is it a request for quote, request for pricing? It's a little different than asking for a quote through Cisco. So this is just, is this an opportunity that is on Cisco's books? Is it a formal bid that is something that Cisco is going to expect on their pipeline? For this opportunity, we're going to say no. It has to be no, otherwise it will not qualify for an OIP. Have we completed an in-person phone or meeting with the customer? So now this isn't one that you have to select yes or no. Obviously we have to select an answer because it's a required field. It's got an asterisk, but it doesn't matter. As long as you have the information there, Cisco is looking to see what information we have, how far into this process we are. Now Cisco is asking for a detailed description about the opportunity. So what's the customer going to do with it? What is the requirement of the network? Also, what materials are we looking at? What kind of bombs are we looking at here? So for this, we're going to put test because it's just it's a test bill of material that we're going. It's a test deal, and it's not something that I'm going to actually submit. Now Cisco is asking for, have we created a network design for this? Do we have a network design created by an engineer? Do we know what the network is going to look like or what kind of solution we're looking at here? Again, this isn't something that Cisco is going to require a yes or a no. We do have to answer it, but it doesn't matter which answer you choose. Obviously, the more information, the better, like before, so I'm going to go with yes because I actually do have a network design that I created. And now they're asking for all the locations that the solution is going to be at. Now, I actually have one location here that for this particular solution is going to be Tech Data, but again, if we had multiple locations for our end customer, we would then put all the different locations there. Now we're going to ask for our Cisco AM. So whoever we've been working with Cisco on this opportunity, for Meraki, I would put the Meraki AM here, which I'm going to do. But again, if there's any other Cisco rep that we've been working with, we would put his information there. And now Cisco is asking for the CCO ID and name of who we've been working with within our company for this. So our sales rep's name, our sales rep's CCO ID, our engineer's name, and also the engineer's CCO ID. Again, this is a required field, so I'm going to put in my information here because I was a sales rep that worked with it, and also I created the opportunities design. So whoever the engineer was that created the config or the design, we would put here. Was this created through a Cisco campaign or a Cisco-funded network? So if this was through a Cisco campaign, we would then select yes, and we'd have more information to choose here. For this particular opportunity, though, we do not have, it wasn't through a Cisco campaign. It wasn't funded. It wasn't created by that Cisco campaign. So we're going to select no. And also they're asking if this is a K through 12 or public library customer, do we have any inside information about this that would make this an unfair bid? The answer is that we're going to agree because this opportunity is for Tech Data, so it doesn't have anything to do with a library. So this kind of gives an example of what it would be like if our opportunity didn't even fall under this category. But also, we're just agreeing that we don't have the unfair advantage here. And now Cisco finally is asking us to do our expected technology mix. So like I said, for this opportunity, I'm going with Meraki, so I'm going to actually select Meraki. But if we had like Nexus or Catalyst or other kinds of Cisco hardware, we would then be able to select that. Or if we had multiple pieces of technology in our mix, we could always add a line and then select that option as well as the percent of the technology mix. And now we're going to save and continue. Okay, so on this page, Cisco is asking us for our buy method. Nothing else is required on the billing page, but we will have to select that tech data is the buy method because this allows us to have access to the deal and order off the deal, and also allows the deal to populate into our system. Now we're on the page, now we're on the quotes tab. So before we were on the deals tab, now we're on the quotes, and we're going to be able to upload our bill of materials. Now if we had a configuration, we'd be able to put it in here. We'd be able to select it through the next generation configuration tool if it was a config, or if it's an estimate, which everything's going to be moving to estimates in the next couple months. We would then select this option, and then we would add our estimate ID. And then that would populate our bill of materials. Since this is just Meraki, I don't have a config. I don't need a config. I'm just going to add my Meraki SKUs. There's 5 of those. Another thing I'd like to point out is that we could also, if needed, we could put our trade-in items. That would give us another discount or further discounting for competitive items. So if a competitor to Cisco, say HP or Lenovo, if we were going to trade in some of their items, if we were displacing their servers for Cisco servers, we could put the trade-in items here, and then that would allow us to get a further discount. All right, we're almost done with this deal. We're going to save and continue now that my bill of materials is here. Now we're on our review page. We can kind of see, okay, this is the items that I have. I have all the quantities there, and now I'm going to save and continue because there's no further action needed on this tab. And now we're looking at the review and submit tab. All of these little icons here are blue, so that means that I have no information that is missing. If I were missing any information, I would not be able to submit the deal, and it would be red, say in incentives or about the deal. In one of those areas, normally if something's missing, it will appear red, and you won't be able to submit the deal. You have to go back and then fill in that missing information. But as you can see, we're on the review tab. We can see our trade-in items if we had any. Our items and discounts are here. And we can also see who's involved. So it gives a summary of everything that we just went through in the deal. The last thing I kind of want to direct your attention to is the try and buy, because this is where you're going to go if you were to do a Cisco try and buy. Meraki doesn't qualify for try and buy, but other Cisco items do. And you know, if we wanted to have our demo equipment or a try and buy opportunity, we would select it here. We would select if we had any sub-programs with that try and buy, and then we would save it. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to hit submit quote for approval. Now I'm not going to submit this deal because it is a test, but that's the last step you're going to do when you do finish your deal. Once the deal is approved, we're going to be able to go into the order tab, and we would be able to see a DART or an authorization number, a UAN, deviation, any one of those interchangeable terms we would see right here, and then we'd be able to get quoting from that. Other than that, if you have any questions on how to register a deal, you can always reach out to myself, Meraki@techdata.com, or 800-237-8931, extension 69119, or you'd be able to reach out to Cisco Sales, which is 800-237-8931, extension 77776, option 1, or ciscosales@techdata.com. I hope you enjoyed this module, and I look forward to hearing from you in the future.